about you, but my preferred personal space bubble is probably a little larger than average. Unless you're my boyfriend, my dog, a statue made of pizza, or a body pillow, I like to keep the world at arm's length. Literally. Personal space interactions are actually 8-dimensional. There's voice volume.
What's up?
Body heat. Eye contact. Smell.
Oh.
Touching. Gender position.
Body position.
And whether the space encourages positive interactions. Party versus being on a crowded subway. There are actually 4 different zones of personal space. Farthest away, there's public space, which is 25 to 12 feet in front of us. Getting a little bit friendlier, there's social space, which is 12 to 4 feet in front of us. And then things get personal with personal space, which is 4 to 1.5 feet in front of us. Beyond that, you are in intimate space, which is only 18 to 6 inches in front of you. Public, social, personal, intimate. Notice that these zones only denote space in front of us. That's because studies on personal space have found that the brain's amygdala, which is what sets off when we feel like our personal space is being invaded, really only gets triggered by the space in front of us, or lack thereof, not so much the space beside us or behind us. Probably has to do with how this is an evolutionarily inborn thing dealing with threat response. Because if somebody's coming at you, then you gotta get out of the way or kiss them. As we grow up, our personal space bubbles really start to develop around ages 3 to 4 and are cemented by adolescence, which is why babies will crawl all over you because they have no sense of personal space, and why teenagers will slam a door in your face and put those keep out signs on their doors. Existing research suggests that men, by a relatively small margin, tend to enjoy more personal space. Meanwhile, women's personal space is likelier to be invaded, probably due to the assumptions that we have smaller personal space bubbles and are the more sociable sex. Turns out there's actually a personal space preference hierarchy depending on who is in your space, who is up in your face. We take 2 guys, presumably heterosexual because scientific studies often operate within a heteronormative framework. They tend to prefer the most personal space.
Stay over there, bro. Cool, bro.
If you sub out this guy for a woman, this guy prefers a little bit less personal space. If you sub out this guy for another woman with equally weird looking hair, these 2 prefer the least amount of personal space.
What are you reading? 50 Shades of Grey? Oh my, is that as good as everyone says? Better.
As any study on personal space should acknowledge, when it comes to our personal space preferences on an individual level, there are so many variables that influence how much we are or aren't comfortable with. Which is why I now want to hear from you. What is your personal space preference? Do you need a lot, like I do? Or are you comfortable with people getting up close and personal? Let me know in the comments below.
Bobby, do you feel like I invade your personal space? I don't think so.
Never. No.